Hello friends, welcome to this session. So this is the 13th session of the Terraform Basics and we are continuing for the meta arguments. So in this particular sessions we are going to see another meta arguments life cycle. So under the life cycle we will see the three functionality. First one is the create before destroy life cycle, prevent, destroy, okay, and the ignored changes. So it's quite understandable by reading the life cycle arguments that what we are going to accomplish it. But in this session we will go to discuss more on this, and we will do a hands-on also to have a better understanding of this topic. So resource meta-argument, as we already discussed in the previous session, that this is the resource meta-argument that can be used with any of the resource type. Whatever we create, like for in the AWS scenario, we will create several resources, and the meta-argument will be the part of the resource. Okay, whatever the resource tag you created, the meta argument will exist or lie on under the resource, and it will change the behavior of the resources. We already seen one of the meta argument like count in the previous video of the 12th video, you can say. For each we already discussed, and this is the video in which we are going to discuss about the life cycle. And other in the future video we will create a video on the depends on also the provider, the provisioner, and the connections. But this particular video is concentrate on the life cycle meta argument. Okay, so life cycle first meta argument is the create before destroy. Okay, by default when you create a first resource, and if you want to get it destroyed for any of the reasons, okay, um, first it get destroyed, and after that it will create another resources. Suppose if you want to change the availability zone, then it will first drop it. Okay, suppose you have the availability zone of, you will assign it to the AP South 1A, which is the Mumbai region. This is the availability zone, AG zone. Okay, so each of the region have the different availability zones. Like minimum we have 3 for each of the region. So if we change the availability zones, and if you not apply the life cycle, okay, create before destroy flag as true, then it will first going to drop it. The AP South instance that created into the AP South 1A will get dropped. Okay, this is the default feature, and then it will create a AP South 1B. But when we apply a life cycle, it will first create. It will create the AP South 1B. Okay, and then it will going to destroy the already created one. Okay, when we change we will remove the commented part from the below one, the AP South 1B, and move it to the AP South 1A. That will commented this part, and try to this will be my desired and okay, the desired things that we want to get it applied. So we will look into the lab session, then it will be more clear to you guys. Okay, the other one is the prevent destroy. Suppose sometimes we don't want the resource to be get destroyed when we so any of the resources we can do in an imperative way also. Okay, so Terraform destroy, and then you will pass that please don't destroy this one, or only destroy this one. So you can that will be the imperative way, and this one is the declarative way, that using the life cycle we are just modifying the resource nature. Okay, so we will restricting that for this particular instance, whatever it's get created, please don't destroy it for any of the reason, because I don't want this particular resource to be get deployed for any reason. The safety against the accidental deletions of the resources. So this is the feature of this particular life cycle. We will see this one as well by using one example. Okay, and the ignore changes. This is not very useful for the production environment, because in production environment we want all the things in a declarative way. Means whatever we have the architecture set up in the production environment, we want all the things written in the file. Okay, So all the settings we already implemented is already written, means the desired and the expected. Okay, the current situations is exactly same and matching in the sync. Okay, but in the development environment, sometimes for doing any R&D, we create all the resources by using the Terraform file, but we do some modifications. Okay, at that time we don't want Terraform to be get involved in this. If that will be successful, then we modify the Terraform's definitions file in the declarative way using the file. But for what time being, we will apply the life cycle to ignore that changes. Okay, so we will see that in ignoring the changes using the tags. Okay, so this particular tags things we need to ignore by using the life cycle. So now I'm jumping to the lab sessions to demonstrate you. So this is the my AWS console. We don't have any running instance. We are in the Mumbai region, and all the things we for the lab we are doing in this particular region only. Okay, so you can see that we have some variables created from the past video. Okay, and here you can see that I'm going to apply instance, the name of the instance, the tag that we are going to apply as the my new instance, and this instance get the AMI from the variable var.AMIID. Here it is. Okay, var.AMIID, it will pick the default value, and the instance type we are getting again the instance type from here. Okay, and the reason the AP South one, and the count we are not using it, so either you can remove it or leave it leave as it is. Okay, so now we don't have any provider for AWS get downloaded, so we just need to initialize it. Let me do ls. So you can identify we have only two files, the variable one and the Terraform Meta-Argument Terraform files. Okay, now I'm going to initialize it. So when we initialize it, it will download the AWS provider, because we are using the AWS. So once it's get downloaded, we will validate our all the files, and then we will apply using the after the plan we will use the apply, so that it will create the instance. Terraform validate. So the file looks good, all the configurations are in place. So Terraform plan first, it will good practice before apply we will see the plan. So you can see that it's going to add one resources. So it's going to create, so it means that it's going to add one resources. The resource is the EC2 instance, and as per the configurations all things looks good, because the availability zone we selected is 1A. When you create an instance manually, let me show you. I'm selecting the Linux instance. Okay, when we choose the instance type, after that we have the provision here to select the availability zone. Okay, here it is. So you have the availability zone, like I am in the Mumbai region, AP South 1. AP South 1. So in this particular region we have the availability zone. Okay, like AP South 1B, 1A, 1C. Okay, what is available here currently. So let me cancel it. So what I am going to apply, I am going to apply here the availability zone, as this instance needs to be created in the Mumbai region, and the availability zone will be AP South 1A. If I comment this part, then the AWS will decide on which particular availability zone I need to apply this instance. Okay, create the instance. So when we define it, so there is a restrictions. You can set the hard instructions I am providing to the AWS, so that it will create EC2 instance in AP South 1A availability zone only. Okay, so let me apply the changes. All things looks good. So I'm giving the auto approval level Terraform apply changes, auto approve. So it will not ask me for the confirmations. Now it's starting creating the instance. Let me monitor these changes. Till now we don't have any instance get created. Let me refresh it a few more times. It's still in creating stage. So you can see that the new instance get created in AP South 1A. Okay, let it create, and then we will modify some changes. Okay, then we will see the default feature, so that we have a better understanding. Let it create completely. Okay, it's get completed. Okay, so where it's completed, AP South 1A. As per my desire, it's got created. Now what I'm going to change here, I'm just going to comment this part. Now I am doing the modifications, that now I don't want the this instance to be created in the AP South 1A, needs to be created in AP South 1B. Okay, let me save it. Let me run the plan again. This time you will identify the changes what the provider will going to execute. That's why looking into the plan is very important before applying the changes. So it's refreshing the state. So here you can see that the minus and plus means that it's destroying the instance and then creating. So by this you can understand that this is the default features. Okay, so it will destroy the instance in 1A first, which we created previously, and now then create the instance in 1B. Okay, so here you can see the force replacement. First, it will destroy the instance that created in 1A, and then it will create a new instance in 1B. This is the default feature. It must be replaced. This is the flag that appear, means that first it's going to drop it and then recreate it. Okay, so you can see all the things whatever it's going to change, and whatever the informations we will get after applying the changes. So okay, this is the default feature and I don't have any problem with this. Let me auto approve, Terraform apply, and we will monitor the console. So what is currently going on? Previously, now it's refreshing the state. AWS instance is refreshing the instance, either there is any modifications before seeing the plan and applying the changes. Now what it says that it's destroying the changes. It's still destroying. So our instance is now dropped. You don't find any instance because I set the flag as the running. It will show only running things. So it dropped the instance. This is the default nature. It's dropped the instance first and then it is going to create in 1B. Let me see. Now it's starting creating destructions completed. Okay, it's destroy the first instance. Now it's starting the creation of the new instance in AP South 1B. Soon we will going to see one instance in AP South 1B. So this is the default nature. Okay, so we have one instance get replaced. Now this instance is the part of this availability zone. So all things is clear. We see the default nature. Now we are changing the behavior. Now we are going to change the behavior using the life cycle. So what we are going to do, as the life cycle is a part of the resources, I'm just going to copy this and put it here. Okay, so what we are doing now, we are changing the behavior of this resource life cycle. Okay, create the instance first before destruction. So previously what it's AWS is doing, it's first destroying then creating. Now I am giving the instructions using the lifecycle meta argument that create the instance and then do the destructions. Okay, so now I am changing again because we have one instance in AP South 1B. Okay, now I am going to save it. So we have one instance in AP South 1B. And now I am going to roll back the changes. So again there is a replacement. Okay, so you can see what the Terraform will do for this particular changes. So I am now going to apply, sorry, apply not plan. So we can monitor the changes what it's going to do this time. We have one instance that running in 1B, and now we want instance to be get running in the AP South 1A. Okay, so we apply the life cycle, and this time it will create a new instance in 1A, then destroy the instance that already we have in 1B. Okay, so plan already executed, so it's replacing. Okay, now that this thing is changed, previously we have minus and plus, now we have plus and minus, create replacement. Okay, and then destroy. So what it's going to create, it's going to create an instance in 1A and then it's going to destroy in the other region. So we are going to monitor it. I'm happy with this plan. Now I'm going to auto approve, and we will monitor. Okay, it's refreshing the changes. All things looks good, provided the plan. Now it's creating first, it's not destroying. So it will create an instance. So you can see the two instance here. In few minutes you will find a new instance that created in AP South 1A. It's still creating, no issues. We will have to wait for a few seconds. Okay, now you see that one instance got created. Okay, so it's first creating the instance and then it will drop the another instance. So we just change the behavior, the default behavior, and this is the beauty of the meta argument. So the instance that is the part of 1B is gone. Okay, perfectly fine. So the resources that is the part of 1A is now gone. Okay, now we are going to see the another one, which is this one, the prevent destroy. Before that, we can see the other one. Okay, let me do it. Okay, so suppose we have an instance in AP South 1A. Okay, and now if I use the destroy the command, terraform destroy, it will get removed, and you know all these things. Okay, now this particular instance is very important for us, and we don't want to get it deleted by using the terraform destroy command. So we have the other lifecycle parameters, you can say arguments, so we can use that one. You can see in the terraform file that. Okay, so this is the life cycle. Now I am going to remove it because we already discussed on this. And now prevent destroy flag is true, and we are going to apply it. So what we are going to do, we have already an instance in 1A and we are preventing destroy to true, means we are just for the safety reason, we don't want this instance to be get dropped by using the terraform destroy. When we use the terraform destroy command, there will be an error generated that some lifecycle policies has been applied for this particular instance and you are not going to drop it. So let me save that changes. We already have the instance in 1A. The instance is already so we don't need to use the plan. Okay, we are just going to use the terraform destroy to look this functionality. Okay, now I'm going to just use the terraform destroy. with auto approve. We already saved that file, so it's refreshing the state. Okay, so it's just log an error. Instance cannot be destroyed because we applied the life cycle with prevent underscore destroy is equal to true. So in that case, when we are restricting any particular resource to not get deleted, we have to use this particular flag with the life cycle. Okay, so in that case, it will not going to destroy this instance. If you have this feature, but if for temporary reason you want to get destroyed, either you can remove this flag, okay, or put it as false. So in that case the resource will get destroyed. So I am removing this, and we already seen two of the meta argument lifecycle features, and now we are going to jump to look into the third one. So I am going to copy it. Let me show you some other things. Okay, so before that you can see that we have one instance running. Okay, let me refresh it. Okay, it's passed all the checks. Now this instance is running and we have one tag over here. Okay, suppose you are doing some R&D, okay, in the development or in the QA environment, okay, and you don't want to do in a declarative way. Some instance get created, some resources get created, and you are doing using this in the console, using this console, and when we get a successful message, then you apply that changes through the declarative way. Okay, some in the development environment we several times do these types of things, that all the things will, but we note this all the changes, and so that we can put it into a declarative way so that it will go to the production. Because in the production environment, this is not a good practice that you do any changes in the running environment without declaring it into a file. Okay, so suppose I am going to add some changes. We have already a name tag, and here we are going to use environment. Okay, and this is the development environment. Let me save it. So we have one running instance. Okay, let me use the running one. Dashboard here. One instance we have in the running. Okay, and we modify the tag already. Okay, so you can see we have the two tags, but these tags don't have any informations in the declarative file. Okay, if you see that file, we have only one tag. Okay, and this is running. Okay, so what we are going to do, and we don't have any lifecycle, we'll remove it. Okay, this is the normal behavior. Okay, we are not using any meta argument here. So what happened if I run the plan? Let me show you. Hope I save that my changes. No, I have to run it again. No issues. Okay, so it's identified one tag that we are not using in the declarative way. So it's saying that it's going to override the changes, means it's going to delete that changes. Okay, because that changes is not a part of the this particular Terraform file. So when it's refresh the changes, it will going accordingly as per the current state, the Terraform state file informations we have for that particular instance. Because there is a confliction, some changes we did in the AWS environment, console environment, and some we have some other changes in the tags. So there is a conflict. So if I apply then these changes, let me apply it and show you. Let me apply it. So previously you can see that we have two tags in this particular environment for this resource. Now we are going to see what is the changes. So you can see that it's modifying and modifications completed. So what modifications completed? Um, in the file, if you see in the file, we don't have the another tag. So it means that the other tag that we already added for this particular instance using the console, it gets removed. So you can see that we have only one, and the environment tag is gone. It means that this is the default nature of the Terraform, that whatever in the Terraform file, it's apply and override the changes if you are doing outside the Terraform file. Okay, so how can we restrict it? Suppose we are doing some R&D. Okay, this is just an example of I am using the tag, but if you are doing any other things and you just want to ignore it, let me add it again. Environment as development environment. Let me save it. But I want these particular changes to exist. Okay, this is the changes. Okay, I want these changes. I don't want Terraform to remove this, and also I am not going to define in the Terraform file as well. So in that case, I am using the lifecycle ignore changes, and in that particular things, I am going to use the tag value. Okay, I'm using the lifecycle ignore changes, and this you can add the multiple resource in multiple resource names. Okay, and or the you can say attributes names for that particular resources. Like I am using the tag, and I am instructing Terraform using the lifecycle meta-argument that ignore the changes that are related to the tags. Okay, and you have to put comma at the last so that you can add multiples attributes for that particular resources. Let me save it, and I already added one more tag again. Okay, name and environment. Again, I am going to apply it. So this time I am not going to use the plan. I'm just going to apply it. I already saved the changes. Let me see. Okay, I saved it, and when it's refreshing the state, so it's fine, no changes, because I instructed Terraform that don't look into the tag changes. Okay, you can apply other changes or match other changes, but not tag. So this time for that particular AWS instance, Terraform will not going to look into the changes for the tag. You can add multiple tag here, but that all the things, all the modifications that I am using the console, all will be get ignored. So that's it for this particular session, and hope you like my series on the Terraforms, and gives me a thumbs up and share this channel link with your friends also, and subscribes to my channel if you didn't did yet. This will motivate me. Put some comment if you have any concern. I will try to answer it. Keep learning and be safe. Have a nice day.